Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests and students. I'm Lisa Dodson, and I have the great privilege of serving as the Century and founding campus dean for the Medical College of Wisconsin Central Wisconsin campus. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to our 9th White Coat Ceremony. You will soon hear more about the ceremony and the meaning behind it from our honored guests and dignitaries, but suffice it to say, this is a solemn but happy moment for MCW, and particularly for the MCW-Central Wisconsin faculty, staff, and students, and our community partners. As with most events of great significance in our lives, we have not arrived at this joyous moment without the hard work and dedication of many, many people. The concept of the MCW regional campuses was born from the experience and wisdom of Dr. John R. Raymond, Sr., President and CEO of MCW, and the medical needs and the physician shortages present in the northern half of Wisconsin. But it took MCW leadership, faculty, staff commitment, and the support of many partners, funders, and collaborators across the central Wisconsin region to bring this campus to fruition. Today, we will hear from a number of MCW and community leaders as we gather to honor and acknowledge our incoming students. This year marks the 3rd year in which graduates of MCW Central Wisconsin are completing residencies and are returning to our community as fully licensed practicing physicians. Some of my proudest moments have been referring community members to our graduates to receive their care. I am proud and truly thrilled to see the work and the community support of more than a decade of work paying off, increasing the number of physicians across the central Wisconsin region. I would now like to welcome Dr. Joseph Kirschner, the Julia A. Uline, MA, Dean of the School of Medicine, Executive Vice President of the Medical College of Wisconsin, to offer some remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Dodson, and welcome everybody this afternoon. How's everybody feeling? Great. It's a wonderful afternoon. This is one of my absolute greatest joys to be able to be here and celebrate today, and want to thank all of these students for picking the Medical College of Wisconsin to continue their education, the important journey on becoming physicians, actually the future for our profession moving forward. Want to thank all of the individuals who may be joining us virtually, and certainly thank all of you who are here. None of us arrives at a milestone like this without the support of friends, families, loved ones, others. So thank you all for the support that you've given to our students and that I know you'll continue to give to them through the years to come. One of the reasons I love this celebration is because I didn't have it when I was a medical student. This is MCW's 29th White Coat celebration year. You can do the math on how long ago it was that I entered medical school, but we didn't have a White Coat ceremony when I was a medical student, and there's a little bit of debate about where it started, but Dr. Gold is credited with sort of inaugurating the idea that we should get a white coat as we start the journey in the profession of medicine, not at the end. And some of you may know that I like medical history. I would encourage all of you who are joining us as our newest student doctors to think about medical history a little bit, even maybe read about it from time to time. The history of medicine is rich and it's important, and it molds what we're doing for the future. If you have a chance to read my Monday morning coffees, I will send you one almost every morning. It's not every morning, every Monday morning, about 45 or so weeks out of the year. So you don't have to read them all. Your exams are more important. But I often will write about the history of medicine there because I think it's important to know what came before us. And, you know, the idea of the white coat is really an embodiment of the science that is behind medicine, the science that you will all learn as you journey forward. The reason that the white coat was picked was because there was a time in medicine where it was being more shaped by sort of either apprenticeship or even some degree of mysticism that was there. And the individuals who were practicing medicine looked for a symbol that would designate and denote the science that's behind our discipline. Certainly it's an art, certainly it's something that requires heart, but it is a scientific discipline. I think that's really important, and it's probably ever more important in our time now, when at times the practice of medicine and the science behind medicine is questioned. I was a little bit of a nerd, a lot of bit of a nerd. When I was studying back in the days when dinosaurs roamed the earth, I would take my study breaks at the Medical College of Wisconsin. I am an alum of this institution. And my study breaks were actually to go back into the stacks. That was back when we had libraries that people actually studied in. And I would read the surgical literature from, I love the surgical literature from World War II. And so I would read some of these stories that were there. And I think my love of history and how medicine is influenced by its history really started there. And I bring up that story because I think as you think about what it is that you're about to study, back when I was in medical school, they said that medical knowledge doubled about every 5 years. So you could kind of memorize a lot of the stuff that was there in medical knowledge. They say now it's about every 20 to 30 days. With AI, it's probably less than that. So the point is, the history is important, but the future is more important. And you are our future. You really are our future. And this campus has been such a success. Dr. Dotson recognized President Raymond, whose idea it was to really do this work, to start a regional campus in the places where we needed physicians, and we certainly need physicians more than we ever have before. The physician shortage is broad and wide, and you all are going to help be part of that solution. So you'll also find, if you hear me speak a little bit, that I don't actually use much of the script. I'm sure there's some things I was supposed to say, maybe some things I didn't say. But hopefully, Dr. Dotson, I've covered most of what I was supposed to say today. And I'm going to just finish with where I started, which is enormous gratitude for all of you for entrusting your education to us, for the gratitude to your faculty and staff who are outstanding, and you've entrusted your education to a group of women and men who will care about you in a way that quite honestly doesn't happen in many other places in medical education. I have the privilege of serving over 2 regional campuses and the campus in Milwaukee. I've also had the privilege of having a title which allowed me to visit almost every medical school in the country. And I will tell you that you won't find the love, care, dedication to your education, to your development as humans, not just your education, here in Central Wisconsin, MCW-Central Wisconsin, very many other places. So you're fortunate to have landed here. We are grateful that you've landed here, and I look forward to hearing from you during your time here and seeing all the great things that are yet to come for you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kirshner. Our White Coat Ceremony is a very special day for our staff and faculty, the health system partners we count on, and the Central Wisconsin community. MCW-Central Wisconsin aspires to be a different kind of medical school, one where we not only teach the science and mechanics of medicine, but also personally connect with each student to foster wellness, problem solving, and professionalism skills that will allow our graduates to carry us forward into a brighter future. I am so pleased that you all can be here to celebrate our incoming students, these remarkable young men and women, with us. To you, our students and their families, I don't need to remind you that the road to becoming physicians is long. Today's ceremony is a welcome rest stop, a time to reflect on the efforts you've made to gain admission to medical school, and a bridge into your new profession. Our overarching goal is to make MCW-Central Wisconsin the most relevant, high quality, most community engaged medical school campus in the country. Today, we join hands in partnership with our new students to continue down that pathway together. You are entering the profession of medicine at a very notable time, not only for medicine, but for society. I once heard our times called the age of outrage, where the loudest voice and the most likes on social media can be mistaken for truth. Scientific research is sometimes being misused, scoffed at, or outright denied. Access to information for physicians and patients alike is unprecedented, but useful, truthful information sometimes seems in short supply. All of this will likely make your job as physicians both harder and easier than for previous generations. Your ability to discern fact from fiction, make sense of conflicting information, and help patients navigate a complex healthcare system has never been more important. One of my sons gifted me a mug that says, "Don't confuse your Google search with my medical degree." It is surely not a message that we would have encountered a generation ago, but I think it is something that all of you will have to come to grips with, and we hope that we can help. Healthcare is changing in ways that are really unprecedented. Your career will commence as scientific discoveries at MCW and elsewhere are creating the opportunity for personalized medicine and treatment of cancer, infection, and chronic disease. But you will also be entering healthcare at a time where the healthcare system doesn't always deliver quality, value, and equity, and is in desperate need of accessible, personalized care of all types. Personalized cancer care won't be available or matter to those who live where there isn't a doctor to help them survive their depression or a family doctor with whom to celebrate the birth of their child. For those who lack the means and the access to pay for and access the medicine that they need, all the advances in monitoring and treating high blood pressure won't be available to them to prevent a stroke or a heart attack. As MCW-Central Wisconsin students and then physicians, you will undertake the dual challenge of learning the value of the cutting edge of technology and also the age-old importance of holding a hand. MCW's new curriculum, the MCW Fusion, is now in its second year, and it was more than 3 years in the making and builds on MCW's long tradition of preparing excellent physicians. The Fusion curriculum makes your experience here at MCW even more patient and student-centered and will better prepare you for the challenges of practice in the mid-21st century. The faculty and staff of the Central Wisconsin campus have had a leading role in making significant and important changes to medical education traditions at MCW. Transformation is not for sissies. Creating and sustaining change takes courage, character, patience, and caring. It takes a full understanding of the basic sciences, the clinical sciences, and the health system sciences, and they all share equal weight. Importance in your education, It takes teamwork, attention to your wellness and that of your peers, and willingness to speak up to right wrongs, challenge inequities, and make change happen. You will be expected to learn and practice those skills as a member of the MCW-Central Wisconsin community. There's a lot to do, and I hope you are ready to get started. All medical students are chosen for their intelligence and academic skills, for their drive and their potential. MCW's Central Wisconsin students have an additional characteristic that makes you unique. You were chosen by your community, by the very people for whom you will care. Not only does MCW believe that you can be academically successful, this community believes in you and has invested in us and you. We collectively believe that you can and will be the physicians who will make healthcare more accessible, more just, and more equitable, higher quality, and more sustainable for the region. It's a tall order, but we are confident that you're up to the task. Students, take a moment each and every day to remember why you chose to enter this challenging career, why you came here to MCW Central Wisconsin to do it, and the tremendous privilege that it is to be a physician. Family and community members, take time to regularly commit to helping our students maintain their health and balance, keep professionalism as their central value that they take forward throughout their medical career. Together, MCW, our students and community partners have taken a very important collective step to building a healthier Central Wisconsin community. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. I would next like to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Christopher Zeman. Dr. Zeman was born and raised in South Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He graduated with a degree in biology in 2004 from Ripon College, and he commissioned into the Army as a second lieutenant in the Signal Corps in 2004. As a platoon leader, company executive officer, he graduated from the U.S. Army Special Forces qualification course in 2012, served as a Special Forces detachment commander. He was part of MCW-CW's inaugural class, and in 2023 completed family medicine residency training in Ventura County, California. For the last year, he's been working for Aspirus as a hospitalist and addiction medicine physician. Dr. Zeman and his wife Megan have 4 children, Ada, Eli, Evie, and Cora. I am thrilled that he is back here as one of our graduates practicing in our community. Please welcome Dr. Christopher Zeman.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Dr. Dodson, for the bio and the introduction. I appreciate that. I think the last time I set foot in this room was about 8 years ago, and I was sitting right there in one of those seats, listening to a community physician named Dr. Charles McCarthy. More genuine, encouraging, and charismatic man you will never meet. Today you get me, so there it is. I'm humbled to stand here, and thank you for letting me speak to the class today. I would ask that you take a look to your right and left. It's not a joke. Take a look to your right and left at your fellow students. At a minimum, in order to sit in your spot, everybody here has had at least 18 years of school. At least 18 years of school. And you've had to achieve well academically. You've had to do well on the MCAT. You've had to interview over and over again. You've had to sit in front of an interview of, I feel like, half the community, which is how this interview process goes. And even amongst others with similar qualifications, only around 40% of more than 52,000 individuals that apply make it to where you're sitting today. It means that more than 30,000 applicants, don't get the privilege of what you guys get to do in the very near future. So the people that surround you make up a diverse group of students that are already accomplished in your own right. Some of you speak a foreign language. Some of you have experience with critical care nursing, professional photography, which, by the way, I don't know what you did to my professional photo, but it looks great. So thank you. It's usually not the case with my expressive face. Some have already worked in healthcare agencies in our community. Some of you have children. And all of you belong here. And whether you like it or not, you're now part of the family. If you're sitting there in the crowd today and you feel a little bit like an imposter, rest assured that Dr. Dodson isn't going to sneak up behind you in a few weeks, tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, you know what, we made a mistake. I've been attending for a year, and after all of my time in the military and taking care of patients, making it through residency, working as an attending, I can tell you that that tingly imposter sense doesn't ever truly go away. And from time to time, it ends up rearing its head. But I try to use that as fuel to keep improving and to keep learning and to try to keep being a better doctor for my patients and for my community. And I hope that you understand that that is also something that you can use as fuel in the years to come. When it comes to learning, all I can say is get ready. You've probably heard it a million times. It really is like drinking from the proverbial fire hose. You're certainly not going to remember 100% of what is put in front of you. There's no possible way to learn everything that is put in front of you. And you're not going to know everything by the end of medical school. You won't know everything by the end of residency. You won't know everything as an attending. And that's okay. Learning is truly a dynamic, lifelong thing. And it took me a long time to truly realize that you have to give yourself a little bit of grace in order to move forward, especially when you don't do well on a particular exam and you think that your chances matching into something like integrated interventional radiology is just not a possibility for you anymore. That's not necessarily the case either. Thinking back on my own white coat ceremony, I remember getting my coat and realizing that the hem was much too short for me. And no matter which white coat I tried on, the sleeves were always several inches above my wrists. and I felt a little bit like a giant lumbering down the halls of the hospital. You're gonna have the same problem, my friend. This gentleman I'm quoting a little bit later. I don't know how tall you are, but you're a tall dude. Eventually, it was time to switch to my long white coat, and it reminds me of just how quickly my own children, who at the time were only 6, 4, and 2, and are now 14, 12, 10, and surprise 4, are all growing out of their own clothes far faster than I ever thought they could. And like that, you too are quickly going to grow out of your white coats and trade them in for long ones, perhaps far faster than you ever expected or think that you're ready to, which you will be. But know that your knowledge and your confidence is going to grow as well. And please keep in mind that the point of your academics isn't to achieve a certain step score. It's not even to get into a specific program. It's to take care of patients in your community, heal the sick, provide comfort for those that you can't. It's a privilege in which shows 30,000 other individuals might not be able to participate in quite the same way. And it's easy to lose sight of that when studying for tests or applying for programs or grinding away as an intern once you're done with all of this. You may soon outgrow your white coats, but with your knowledge and experience, it's safe to say that the way you think of disease processes and how to treat them is going to change for the better. I recently heard the saying a few months ago, and it's stuck with me, and it's, when you think of your patients, are you treating your patients the same way that you thought you would when you started medical school? And something I frequently ask myself in the hospital is, what would I do if this was a member of my own family? If I can ask those questions to myself at the end of the day, and I still feel good about my decisions, then you're rarely going to be wrong in what you do. I'm truly excited for all of you as you start on your journey, and thank you for your time and for allowing me to speak to you. Good luck, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Zeman. You can see why we are so thrilled that he's back. Please welcome Dr. Cynthia Hart, the Wisconsin Medical Society President and Wisconsin Medical Society Foundation Board Member. Dr. Hart is a board-certified family physician in Ashland, Oregon. There is an Ashland, Oregon, Ashland, Wisconsin, excuse me. She received her medical degree from Wright State University Boonshoft School of Medicine, completed her residency at St. Elizabeth's Medical Center, and has been practicing for more than 20 years. Since moving to Wisconsin from Ohio in 2001, Dr. Hart started as the secretary and then the president of the Ashland-Bayfield Iron County Medical Society. She's had the privilege of being the District 8 director for the past 9 years and has served as an alternate delegate to the House of Delegates and served on the reference committees, and she's also served on the nominating committee, the membership, and executive committee. Dr. Hart.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. As president of the Wisconsin Medical Society and a member of the Wisconsin Medical Society Foundation Board, I am honored to be here today to welcome you to the profession of medicine. Over 10,000 physicians and members across the state join me today in congratulating you. The white coat you receive is a gift from a physician who sponsored you through the WMS Foundation's White Coat campaign. In the coat is a personal message from a physician to each of you to encourage and support you, for you to remember that you have someone pulling for you. The white coat symbolizes the pillars of the profession of medicine: honesty, trust, ethics, and integrity. It is also a symbol of the support system which you are now a part of. The reception of your white coat is one of the first steps in your journey, a journey that is challenging, exciting, and yes, stressful. But let me assure you, We at the Society are here to support you and help you along to succeed. As stated before, you are the brightest and the best. Medicine is exciting, building on the basic sciences, but also needs compassion for all people. Healing requires the marriage of science and art. The neurologist Oliver Sacks once said, "In examining disease, we gain wisdom about anatomy and physiology and biology. In examining the person with disease, we gain wisdom about life." Healthcare is a team effort. When we work together to advance the profession, we are helping to improve care for Wisconsin patients. This has been the mission of the Wisconsin Medical Society for more than 175 years. I believe strongly in this organization because of this mission and because of what I have seen physicians accomplish together. Once again, on behalf of the Wisconsin Medical Society and the Foundation, congratulations and welcome to our medical profession. We wish you the very best as you continue in this amazing journey.
Thank you, Dr. Hart. I would now like to introduce an outstanding student and wonderful role model for our new M1 students, Erin Gruber. Erin was selected by her peers for the 2024 Bridge Builder Award, which acknowledges a student on our campus who serves as a connector across the classes and the faculty and staff. She will share some thoughts about your MCW-Central Wisconsin medical education experience and today's white coat ceremony. Erin.
Thank you, Dean Dodson. Congratulations to the incoming class of the MCW-Central Wisconsin class of 2027. You made it. Each of you has put in the work to get to where you are now. You should feel so accomplished and excited for this new chapter. This ceremony is one of the many milestones you will encounter and celebrate throughout your path in medicine. I want you to think of the coat that you will be receiving today as a blank canvas, a white space, free for you to draw, scribble, and paint the knowledge, experiences, and qualities of what you will use to form as your new physician identity. Let me give you some colorful advice that you might use throughout your creation's development. First, open up the gift that is placed under your seat. Please hold the red marker in your hand. I know it's a little bit more pink than red, but who wants to use a red highlighter, am I right? I've had days in med school that I've been angry when I had to miss out on events with my friends and family. I was angry that I wasn't able to boost my savings account or visit Italy with my college friends. I truly had FOMO. And for our grandparents who are supporting us today, FOMO stands for fear of missing out. Did you hear that, Grandpa? FOMO. I used this red feeling of anger and I transformed it into a red perspective of perseverance. I changed that FOMO into fortune of my own. One day we will have a chubby savings account, asking for a refill of the Moscato on the Amalfi Coast. But for right now, guys, in this short life chapter, you have fortune of my own. We get to study for our future patients. We get to celebrate with our medical school peers. We get to reflect on the things that we have fortune of my own. Use this red marker to remember, where do I find my FOMO? Let's switch over to holding the orange marker. Yep, it's actually orange this time. Orange represents curiosity to me. I want you to use this color to remember to try your best to be curious, both in class and in clinic. Ask the question, but why? Look at every possible x-ray. Try to think of what a lab value would represent. And yep, look at every skin lesion. Get ready to use your curiosity to propel your learning. You guessed it, we're on yellow. Yellow depicts happiness and cheer. Befriend the nurses, the MAs, the transport, the techs. Ask them their name. Introduce yourself. Now that you get to wear a white coat, go into every patient encounter with a joyful heart. It truly is the best medicine. We're on green. Green makes me think of growth, abundance. You will be uncomfortable and challenged. I want you to remember that things worth doing take sacrifice, which means growth. If it were easy, everybody would do it. Ask for feedback. Go out of your way to practice those messy sutures like mine. You will be living a life full of significance. Don't be afraid of growth. We have 2 left. Grab the blue. Blue is wisdom. You will be filled with more knowledge than you could ever imagine. From coursework to clinical experiences, use the wisdom that has been shared with you from our incredible faculty and preceptors. They sat where you currently are right now. Feel the weight of the purple highlighter in your hand. Purple is empathy. Empathy can't be taught directly from a textbook. It is a skill that we have developed over time through practice. Empathy is the characteristic that others have shown unto us, and now we get to lead with it and show onto others. It is the super glue. It will allow you to connect with future patients when you might not know the diagnosis or when you might not know what medication will be serving your patient best. First, lead with empathy. Your patient will tell you the answer if you truly listen. Now that you have a palette full of colors of the rainbow, use this advice to help you on your hard days, on your exciting days, and all the days in between. I am so excited to see what you will create on your new blank canvas. Now go and make it your physician masterpiece.
Thank you, Erin. And good afternoon. I'm Chris Knight, Student Services Program Manager for the Medical College of Wisconsin, Central Wisconsin campus. And our new medical students took some time last week and provided their reflections on starting medical school and looking forward to graduation. So it's their word salad. All we did was order it a little bit, and I get to read it to you. So, the words of our new medical students. One of my biggest concerns as I head into medical school is finding my groove. This will be the first time that I'm truly on my own in my education without family and established friends. I hope I can keep priorities straight while having fun and taking advantage of opportunities and resources. I'm most concerned about balancing school with other things that pop up in life outside of school. I'm nervous about losing myself in the academic side of medical school. I'll become so consumed with the sciences I push aside parts of my identity. I'm worried about creating an effective study schedule. I'm mostly worried that I'll always feel obligated to study and lose touch with my world and relationships outside of medical school, having time for people and things I love. I feel exceptionally grateful to be here at this campus. My greatest fear is disappointing myself or others who have worked so hard to help and support me. The large amount of material available from so many different places, I'm worried it will take me a while to find which is the most effective use of my time. Concerned about keeping up with my peers, I'm worried that I may have difficulty fitting in. I think I'm most worried about the change that lies ahead. And yet I know that change is good and that we're all dynamic beings. We're an accumulation of the experiences we have. We grow and learn from those around us. And in a way, I'm looking forward to being several months into the program, at which point I expect I'll be in a rhythm academically and in a strong supportive community socially. Looking forward to a new chapter in life, one where I learn and grow to be the best physician I can be for my patients. I'm so excited to finally be learning what I need to become the person I've dreamed of being. And I think that I'd say I'm almost excited to learn about the different systems and disease processes and learn how to read an ultrasound and maybe be able to apply what I learned to patient care. But what I am really into learning is the why behind things. So I hope that's something I'll get along the journey. Most excited about the clinical experiences we will get and networking with doctors and making connections, both through the courses and rotations and the volunteer opportunities at the health clinic. learning valuable skills to help me be a better leader in my community. I'm super excited to learn about the human body and how to treat the whole being of my future patients in a kind and compassionate way. To be able to experience all the different specialties and decide on my own future specialty. I'm looking forward to using my knowledge and clinical skills to make a significant impact on and advocate for the lives of my patients and their loved ones. In my medical education, I'm most looking forward to growing the relationships around me and getting to learn about the people's lives. Some of my most meaningful experiences in medicine so far haven't been the most exciting things or to see or be a part of, but rather when a person is truly open about their lives. Hearing about other people's experiences helps ground me in my own life and realize much bigger things are going on around me. I'm looking forward to making new friends, getting to learn and try hard things, possibly doing some research and being a part of clubs. I'm looking forward to building strong, lifelong relationships with all my classmates, connect with a great group of like-minded individuals. It's been so interesting to learn everyone's unique stories and what brought them to medicine and MCW-CW. I'm also looking forward to the day when I can help pass on my knowledge of MCW and medical education to hopeful pre-meds. I'm most excited about building lifelong connections with my peers, my mentors, faculty and staff at MCW, and those I meet in the community. I'm looking forward to engaging with and becoming active in the Wausau community. It's my sincere hope that we continue to keep in touch and build relationships that sustain beyond our graduation. I'm most looking forward to finally getting to do what I've wanted for so long. I'm excited to build family with my peers and the faculty and learn how to be a physician who is caring, intelligent, kind, and driven, and for the experiences that will mold me into the future physician I strive to be. It's hard to envision what my life will look like after graduation from MCW-CW, as the options are currently endless. In the future, I dream of being the best doctor I'm capable of becoming, being a good spouse, parent, I may be married by then, and having a work-life balance, an absolutely shredded body, maybe some pets. I hope to have lifelong friends and invaluable medical knowledge, memories to cherish as I start my medical career as a practicing physician. This is the forever life goal of mine. Regardless of what else is going on in my life, I want to be connected with my family, continue this journey with, hopefully, some new best friends. Wherever I end up, honestly, please close to home. I want these years to be the ones that I won't shut up about. The memories where my future family and friends say, okay, we get it, you went to medical school. In addition to making an intentional effort to visit my former faculty members at campus and their practices, I hope that what I will do will be authentic and build relationships throughout my career, mentoring others and paying forward the generosity that others have shown me. I hope to never take this opportunity for granted and to empower others to pursue their dream of becoming a physician, making the medical school path more accessible to all who want to be a physician. At the end of my time at MCW-CW, I plan on becoming a well-rounded physician and a tight-knit team of dedicated healthcare professionals to provide compassionate care to patients. I hope to combine the communication of my dad's generation of medical providers with our current knowledge and ever-growing technology. I look forward to becoming a part of, and the responsibility that comes with being a community physician. After my time here, I hope to be able to practice in a town and community similar to the size of Wausau, or perhaps even come back to the town itself, or in a rural town where I can create health initiatives, especially in neighboring towns and villages of less than 1,000 people. I'm hoping to match into rural primary care in Wisconsin and establish a practice in a rural area, hopefully in family med. At the end of my time at MCW-CW, I will be prepared to pursue the specialty I fell in love with and know with all my soul it is the right choice for me, surrounded by my family and loved ones who help me every step of the way. I hope that by the end of my time at MCW-CW, I am confident and feel secure about who I am and what my purpose is. I hope that by the end, I know exactly what I want to do and have enough knowledge to make a difference. At the end of my time at MCW, I hope to have great friends and successfully matched. One of my top choices for residency while maintaining healthy relationships outside of school. I hope to become a patient-centered and community-oriented physician equipped with the knowledge and skills to be a great doctor, one that has both compassion and clinical acumen to treat patients, and working to make healthcare a right, not a privilege. I plan to invest my time in my family, my patients, my community. I'm excited to bring my enthusiasm and my passion of my work and I also aim to maintain enough perspective such that I can attain a sustainable work-life balance. And at the end of my time at MCW-CW, I am prepared for whatever lies ahead. No matter where I am going or what I'm doing, I know that I will always have years of knowledge, friends to last a lifetime, and a place I can always call home. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. To direct the presentation of White Coats, it is with great pleasure that I introduce Dr. Kay Lockwood, Assistant Professor at MCW-Central, Wisconsin.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Chris. It is now my privilege to welcome each of our students to come forward to receive their white coat. Each student will receive their white coat from an MCW-Central Wisconsin physician faculty member or from a physician family member or mentor who supported them on their path to medical school. These physicians will continue to stand by them as they move forward in their career. Students, please come forward as your name is called. Broden Bennell, being coded by MCW Central Wisconsin Assistant Professor Dr. Corina Norbaum. Emma Sigelski, being coded by Century Dean and Founding Dean of MCW Central Wisconsin, Dr. Lisa Dodson. Sawang Dalkar, being coded by MCW Central Wisconsin Assistant Professor Dr. Colette Salatka. Noah Foster, being coded by his special coder, Dr. Richard Karolf. John Fox, being coded by MCW Central Wisconsin Assistant Professor Dr. Sumit Goyal. Gage Hazelton, being coded by MCW Central Wisconsin Assistant Professor Dr. Jeffrey Mont. Excellent. Kaylin Msande, being coded by MCW Central Wisconsin Assistant Professor Dr. Edward Krall. Emma Yeager, being coded by MCW Central Wisconsin Assistant Professor Dr. Carolyn Nash. Mackenzie Kershevsky, being coded by Wisconsin Medical Society President Dr. Cynthia Hart. Carly Kostman, being coded by MCW Central Wisconsin Assistant Professor Dr. Ellen Schumann. Anthony Lewis, being coded by MCW Central Wisconsin alumna Dr. Stephanie Strobin. Riley McGuire, being coded by MCW-Central Wisconsin Assistant Professor, Dr. Chris Laren. Matthew Marcoux, being coded by MCW-Central Wisconsin alumnus, Dr. Christopher Zeman. Netzali Pacheco Rojas, being coded by her special coder, Dr. William Kinsey. Gabrielle Richardson, being coded by MCW-Central Wisconsin Assistant Professor, Dr. Michelle Montgomery. Mallory Rudolph, being coded by MCW-Central Wisconsin alumna, Dr. Hillary Steltenpohl. John Gabriel Pierre Snyder, being coded by MCW-Central Wisconsin Assistant Dean of Clinical Learning, Dr. Jacob Pranunsky. Jenna Trebatowski, being coded by MCW-Central Wisconsin alumnus, Dr. Joe Novak. Emily Voss, being coded by her father, Dr. Mark Voss. Benjamin Zinmer, being coded by his special coder, Dr. Mustafa Al-Shalabi. Congratulations. I would next like to introduce Dr. Stephanie Strobin, an MCW Central Wisconsin graduate, who will now lead the graduates in the recitation of the physician's oath. Dr. Stephanie Strobin is a graduate of the University of Wisconsin, River Falls, and was a member of the inaugural class of MCW Central Wisconsin. She completed her residency in internal medicine at the Longitudinal Curriculum for Advanced Scholarship Program at MCW in Milwaukee. Dr. Strobin is currently a private practice physician specializing in post-acute and long-term care, focusing on the comprehensive medical needs of her patients. Dr. Strobin is a dedicated advocate for healthcare issues and has been actively involved in the Wisconsin Medical Society and the American Medical Association since her first year of medical school. She has held various leadership positions within these organizations and currently serves on the WMS Board of Directors. Dr. Strobin is committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, continuing advocacy work with both WMS and AMA to promote equity in healthcare. In recognition of her outstanding contributions to healthcare, she was honored as one of the National Minority Quality Forum's 2023 40 Under 40 Leaders in Minority Health. Beyond her professional life, Dr. Strobin enjoys spending time with her husband, their 5 kids, and family pets, camping, hiking, and rock hounding, and recently added rugby.
like we need a step stool over here. All right, thank you, Dr. Lockwood. Few remarks I was supposed to maybe have prepared, but I don't know what I can say that everybody else before me has not already said. So let's get down to it and do this oath, right? The oath that the medical school graduates are about to take was written during the 2019-2020 academic year by a committee of MCW students. Based on the Declaration of Geneva, it was crafted to promote empathy, diversity, and community among physicians and the patients they serve, while upholding the time-honored traditions of professionalism and ethical medical practice embodied in the Hippocratic Oath. All physicians and medical students present today are encouraged to rise and participate in the recitation of the MCW Medical School Oath. The oath will be displayed on the screen behind me and is included in your program. At the time of being admitted, please repeat after me. At the time of being admitted as a member of the medical profession, I pledge to dedicate myself to the service of humanity through the art and science of medicine. The health and well-being of my patients will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patients. I will value the individuality of my patients and care for them to the best of my ability. I will safeguard the confidentiality of my patients. I will practice my profession with conscience and integrity and in accordance with medical standards. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the community and the improvement of healthcare. I will give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities so that I am able to provide the best care for my patients. I will engage in honest self-reflection upon my character, acknowledging both my strengths and limitations. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights or civil liberties, even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Thank you. Please be seated. Dr. Dodson.
Thank you, Dr. Strobing. So recently, the incoming MCW-Central Wisconsin class gathered to reflect on professionalism and how it will shape their educational and professional pathways in the coming years. You heard some of their reflections earlier presented by Chris Knight. This ceremony and the oath they have just taken for the first time is not the culmination of that discussion, but rather the launching pad from which healthcare in Wisconsin and the U.S. can be revitalized. I believe that our students and others across the country will be the means by which healthcare in the U.S. can be improved and sustained. But to accomplish that goal, these students must in turn be nurtured and encourage and sustain themselves. If you agree to be part of the ongoing part of the village who will assist these young physicians, please signify by joining me in saying, "I will," after the following statement. We, your families, faculty, staff, and community, commit to support, encourage, and sustain you, to hold you accountable, and to help you become the amazing physician you are destined to be. Please signify your support by saying, "I will." This concludes our afternoon ceremony. Guests, please remain seated until the recessional is completed. Please join us for a community welcome reception at the Sundance Lodge at Granite Peak following the ceremony. Students, a group photo in your white coats will be taken at Sundance Lodge at 3:30. So, show up. Thank you and good afternoon.